I also want to share with you guys 3 e-commerce tactics that you guys can apply right away for your business. It doesn't have to be just e-commerce. It can also work for your business or online business as well. Number 1, Facebook ads tip. Use emoji. Emoji increases your click-through rates. It's ridiculous on how much increase you actually have. Just little things makes a big difference. Use URL shorteners. So a lot of people, I see that in their ads, they don't have URL shortener right in the post text. If you actually create an ad and basically click like shop now, an arrow, and then a link, Facebook will actually turn that into a blue link where you now have an additional place for people to click rather than just that box on like shop now. You obviously have a blue link on your ad at the same time. There's a URL shortener that we created. I'm really heavy into SaaS right now. It's called tiny.ie. We built it just for basically social media marketers. You guys can go check it out if you want, but don't use Bitly, okay? If you use Bitly, you're just opening up yourselves into trouble with competitors. Tactic number 2, lookalikes to test. A lot of people ask, well, Fred, besides the 1% purchase lookalike, what other lookalikes can I test? Now, this is more for people that are more advanced and intermediate in here. One is you can obviously do behavior events. Page view, add to cart, initiate checkout can be obviously places where you can actually create lookalikes. Monthly purchases email upload. This is actually very interesting. Over time, you will attract different customers into your store. So if you were to actually upload your entire email database of the customers that bought from you from January, and you actually upload a June one, there's a big discrepancy. So you want to actually upload one every single month and really test it and run a lookalike on it. Repeated buyers. If there are people that continue to keep coming back to buy from you, be very, very different than the ones that only bought once from you. iOS only purchases. This is a huge one. I actually found out this from John Loomer. It's called iOS only purchases. So you can actually create, based on your purchase events or your purchase conversion, on only ones that actually use an iPhone, a tablet, or an iPhone, and an iPad, or an iPod to actually make a purchase that's on an iOS device. Create that and run a lookalike audience for it. Top 25% time spent on page. It's also a very good one. So these are people that actively come back to spend a lot of time on your website, are also a very good lookalikes to obviously use. Last tactic. This is something that every single one of you can literally apply right now. And I actually learned this the hard way. I used to work for the BMW store as a marketing manager on 5th and Burrard, and then I had a big fight with BMW Group Canada because of this, because we're like killing them and crushing them when it comes to Google Ads. What we did was, all we did was simply bidding on our own brand name. That's it. And the ROI that you're going to get is going to be outrageous. It's going to be the best ROI that you will ever see. Because if you have a business, any kind of business, a lot of people would do a Google search. And when you own the domain and when you own that business, Google will reward you on your quality score. They will actually give you a much better cost per click. So essentially, you're simply just advertising on your own name, but your ROI is going to be massive because you can control the landing page and you can control the message that is being displayed. Now, when you advertise on search, don't go after broad or broad modifier. Even if you got a Google specialist to tell you, yeah, use broad or Google broad modifier, do not use it. You're going to lose a lot of money. Only go after phrase and exact. So by simply putting your name or putting your brand name and adding the 2 quotes on each side or putting a bracket, then you're forcing Google to only show to those that actually just search for that particular search query. All right. So here are some of the results. This one, we have spent $23,000 and made $88,000 back by bidding on our own brand name. Second one, this is even more crazy. We actually spent $4 grand and we made over $500,000 back just bidding on our own brand name. All right. And again, display ad network. If you guys wanted to really dabble into display ad network, here's an advice for you. It's always going to be a burn and turn. And then what you want to do is to quickly get at least 50 to 100 conversions and then change it into target CPA. If you're able to get target CPA to work, then you literally don't have to do anything. I still remember when I run one of my campaign, it was a year and a half that I never touched the campaign once I turned on CPA. It just made me sales every day. Because again, the target CPA is where the games are at when it comes to Google Display. All right, I think I made it right on time.